In today's episode of Frac 77, we join my good friend Brian, who is picking up a new addition to his garage, and I officially unveil my new car to the channel, both of which are 2017 Audi RS3s. So before we go pick up Brian, I would like to officially introduce the new car to the Fracs garage, my 2017 Audi RS3 in that beautiful Nardo grey. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this car pop up a few times already. I've had it probably about 5 months. I sold the Lexus RCF back then, and this is the replacement. So today we're just going to do a quick walk around. I'll talk to some of the mods that I've already done and some of the mods that are planned, and give you a bit of an idea of what it's like to live with one of these. The Audi RS3 to me is really a study in understatement. It's based off the A3 chassis from Audi, the small car category. It does run the Quattro all-wheel drive system, a 7-speed dual clutch gearbox, and most importantly, it runs a 5-cylinder turbocharged engine, which is producing 400 horsepower. That 5-cylinder engine gives it a very unique sound, which harks back to the old rally days of the old Audi Quattros that used to go tearing through the forest and the snows in Norway and Scandinavia or wherever they raced. So let's talk modifications. What have I done so far? So I picked the car up very standard. I actually bought it from over east. So the first thing I did when it arrived over to Perth is send it to my good friend Paul at Alchemy Automotive Detailing, who did a full paint correction on the car and applied a triple layer ceramic coat from the Kamikaze collection. I've actually got a separate video coming out on that. It's a bit of a promo video for Paul. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll be coming out pretty soon. After that, we needed to do something about the wheels. I'm not a fan of the standard wheels on these cars, to be honest. They're a bit flat, they lack a bit of character, so we dropped the car on a set of KW height adjustable springs, and we picked up a set of BC forged wheels for the car. Now, these are wider than the factory ones. We're running 9.5 inch with a 40 offset at the front and a 42 offset at the rear. So we still run that staggered setup, which was there from the factory. Once that was done, we really played around with the aesthetics a little bit, some blacked out badges and some red highlights for the Quattro badge at the front grille. And the other thing was that I wanted a little bit more noise from the car. So there's a couple of ways of doing this. One is obviously to get a downpipe or change the exhaust. But because the car still is under warranty, I didn't want to have to tune it to accept the downpipe and then run the risk of blowing the warranty. So what I did decide to do is run this little module from CT, or it's spelled CETE, which basically allows you to override the flaps in the back of the exhaust. So now I can control the flaps manually, have them open all the time, or set them back to auto, which is really handy. Really, the only other thing that I've done to the car is change the front rotors and front pads. These cars notoriously wear through their brakes very, very quickly. We're running the Forza pads and rotors at the front, so we've got a slotted rotor, which has a cool little engraved Forza symbol in it as well. From the factory, these come with the Pirellis, which are a bit rubbish. The Michelin Pilot Sports are, of course, excellent tyres, but very expensive. So I've actually decided to go for the Nitto Invo tyres. I've never run them before, so I'm giving them a shot. I can tell you straight away they are very noisy, but if you look at the tread pattern, you can see why. They're very, very sort of R-spec type tread patterns. What else? Let's have a look at the interior. And you are greeted with what is essentially a very Audi interior. Unique RS seats, beautifully diamond quilted. You can get these with a red stitch option, which looks absolutely amazing. I wish I'd got that, but a bit tricky to find those. So the rest of the cabin is very Audi indeed. It's simple, it's laid out in a good functional way. Got some nice materials in here. We've got leather on the gear boot, nice Alcantara on the gear shifter, on the steering wheel, Alcantara, leather, nice soft touch kind of leathers on the dash. One thing these cars are famous for is of course their virtual cockpit, which looks absolutely amazing. You can cycle the big display through other things. You've got your vehicle stats, you've got your music options, you've got your phone options, and then back to the map. They're totally configurable, these things. And if you hit the little view button here, you'll change it into a sort of a sports mode, which puts the tack right into the middle of the dash, and then all your other stuff along the side. I mentioned at the beginning that I purchased this valve controller for the exhaust by a company called CT. So I just wanted to show you how that worked. It's really easy. There's no buttons or remotes or anything like that. It actually works through your existing buttons on the dashboard here. So if I click the traction control button twice, relatively slowly, so 1, 2, you can actually hear the flap closing at the back. So there we go guys, that's a bit of an overview of my RS3 in a nutshell, and some of the mods that I've done to it. For future plans, I've got on order a carbon fibre front lip and side skirts from a company here in Australia. They are in carbon fibre, but not just any carbon fibre. This is going to be forged carbon fibre, so I think that's probably going to be the first one in WA with a forged carbon fibre lip kit. I don't know, but I'll do a DIY video when that arrives, so if you want to see that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and that way you won't miss the video. What else? That's really about it. Oh, of course we're going to tune it down the track, but we'll wait for the warranty to run out in about 6 months time. Then we'll get the dump pipe, we'll get a tune done on the engine, and we'll get a tune done on the gearbox, and then she'll be real quick. She's already pretty quick. She's run 11.8 down at the drags in factory trim. So maybe we'll be able to touch the 10s with a bit of a tune on there as well. But I know what you're all thinking. You're saying, Alex, how does the thing drive and how does it launch with that amazing launch control? Well, let's go find out. Okay, driving the Audi RS3. Well, I've got it in comfort setting at the moment, so the steering is nice and light. The suspension is in its soft setting. The gearbox is in comfort as well, so that means it changes early and changes very smoothly. So yeah, it's quite a nice place to be. I have to say the seats are really comfortable. We're sitting in comfort at the moment. If I push that button, it'll allow me to cycle through auto, which is stupid. And when I hit dynamic, you'll hear the engine change. There you go, it changes down to 5th gear from 7th. The steering is now much more firmer. That you can feel the suspension has sort of become stiffer. And your throttle response has increased. The gearbox has gone to its sports mode, and then when you put your foot down, it does that. Ooh. Yeah, it picks up pretty quickly. So with all that being said, there's only one more thing left to do, and that is show you guys how the launch control works. It's actually really easy to set up in this car, but I'm going to keep you in suspense just a little bit longer because I think it'll be a lot of fun to have Brian in the car when we try that out. So let's head on over to his house, pick him up, we'll go find a quiet side street somewhere, and I'll show you the launch control.
Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me.
Alright, let's go get the man of the hour.
Blow the smoke through my cigarette.
Hey, there he is. How's it going?
Yeah, good man.
Good. Alright, so this is is Brian, the man of the hour. Going to collect your new addition
Yeah.
to the garage today.
So we can pick it
So
up.
Brian's a V-dub man through and through, kind of, sort of. He started with a GTI, or did you have anything before that?
Yeah, I had a Mark 1, Mark 2, Jetta, Mark 2, CLI. Went through, well, the only thing I didn't have was a Mark 5.
Okay, so since I've known you, it's
Six.
been a Mark 6
GTI 6 and,
and
Golf R. Yeah.
Golf R7.
Yeah.
So yeah, so why the move to Audi now? You've got like V-dub blood.
Still VW,
I guess
isn't
it's
it?
kind of V-dub.
It's still VW. It's sort of, it's just the rings change.
That's it.
It's just the ring change, that's all it is.
That's what she said.
Alright, well these guys here want to see launch control in my car, so can we hop across the border to Mexico and find a bit of a street to try it out on?
Mexico's right over there, trust me.
Yeah, let's go. Alright, we've crossed the border into Mexico and we're going to try this launch control out, which is pretty easy to initiate. So, traction control off, make sure the gearbox is in sport mode, left foot on the brake, right foot down on the throttle, and let go. And that's the speed limit. Oh,
Holy crap.
what do you reckon?
That's good. Yeah, I like that.
There you go guys, launch control.
That's stick.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed that one guys. Let's go get Brian his new car. So whilst Brian's inside just doing some paperwork, we can have a quick walk around the car and see what spec he's got. We didn't go with the black optics pack, so we've got the aluminium colour around the grille, which I'm sure is going to change. We've got the aluminium coloured wing mirrors, as well as the aluminium around the window trims, and also slightly different wheels to the ones that came on mine. Mine have sort of I think a black background and then a polished edge. Big calipers at the front, and yeah, it doesn't seem to be too much of a lip on there, so that's pretty nice. Beautiful tint all the way around, and then of course the sports exhaust, which is always a telltale because of the black tips, but that was the only option that we got out here in Australia, and we've got the little black spoiler to go with it. Yeah, it looks really nice. There we go guys, Brian's new car. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Alright, let's roll. Just pulled into my good friend's shop, Alchemy Automotive Detailing. You'll be seeing a lot more of this coming up very soon, but I just thought it'd be a good opportunity, got both cars here, see what Brian thinks of his new whip. Alright, first impressions.
Can we go again?
Can we go again?
Oh, so responsive.
Yeah?
Insane, sits to the road. Just the whole feel of the car feels different.
So how is it different to your Mark 7 for example?
A little bit of lag initially, but when the boost comes on, it just keeps going. I think the drive is different as well, steering wheel is different. It's more grounded to the ground. You feel more grounded,
Yeah.
especially going around corners, braking.
Yeah, the brakes are pretty good on these, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sound.
The sounds.
The sound. I could say the sport exhaust. does make a big difference.
So for international viewers, Australia only got the sports exhaust option, which we're pretty thankful about because it sounds pretty awesome. Well, it looks like Paul showed up, so Brian's in there talking shop, talking about options for ceramic coating and paint correction and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is definitely the place to come for that kind of stuff. So there we go guys, that about wraps up the video. Brian, final thoughts on the car? Do you love it?
I absolutely love it. You know, you get that little bit of buyer's remorse. No, I don't have any of that.
No buyer's remorse.
No buyer's remorse.
Not missing the old V-dubs?
Yeah, I always miss my VW. I'll miss my Golf every day, man. I miss my old Mach 6 as well, so.
So definitely keep an eye out on this car guys, because knowing Brian, it's going to be modded to the hilt and it's going to look absolutely amazing. I'm going to put his Instagram tag just below, so you guys can follow him, give him a nice follow and watch the progress of the build, because as far as I know there's already things on order, correct?
No.
Yes there is. We'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.
Thanks man.